I'm homo. I really do appreciate y'all for sticking through. I don't know why y'all watch me. Why? Am I really that much of a mess that you need to sit down and watch me? I just went to fucking Starbucks and I got a picketing drink. I almost hit 3 cars just to go to Starbucks. I just don't understand, like, why. I don't want to, and then the sheriff was right there. Like, he didn't even stop me. How could I hit 3 cars going to Starbucks and no one honked at me? That's how bad of a driver I am. I mean, I almost hit a Honda Civic going to Starbucks at a red light. Like, what's the point? But anyways, thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. But other than that, I hope you have a nice, wonderful, nice night, day, afternoon, whatever. It's like a lot of dick. Si no me la mete, what? No me merece. I don't know why I haven't been saying that lately. Is my motto sucks ass. But yeah, if you like my peep, you like my peep? You like my peep? If you like my peep, please give me a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe. I have to put this in front of the video because I keep saying this at the end of every video. I need to stop. But if you like my shrooms, you see my shrooms? You see my shrooms? If you want, okay. And so now this is where the story begins, okay? It's gonna start, okay? I'm homo. What's up, pendejas, and welcome back. So, life update. I feel so much better. Thank y'all for asking, even though no one asked. But thank y'all, because honestly, I feel better. I've been going to the gym lately. You can't tell, but I'm just kidding. But I do feel better. My blood pressure is back to normal. I have figured out the next step of my school, career, whatever you want to put it as. But let's just say I got it under control now. So today's topic of the video is my father. And a lot of you know my dad, and some of you don't. But I can tell you this. Me papa. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about him. If you ever met someone who manipulates people, just imagine a father, an absent father. Not really. He's not really absent, but he just never really was a dad to begin with. So yeah, and he's a manipulator. He's a pathological liar. I don't like to talk bad about people, but he's just useless, honestly. Like my mom, like, legit, if she wasn't even married to him, she could manage on her own. Like damn, bro. But so it all started when I was young. And to a very young age, he was just always a manipulator person. And I'm gonna give you a little background information. I was born in New York, but I'm not from there, okay? I was just born there. And that's why I don't have the accent. But my mom came to North Carolina with my uncle when I was about 3 years old because she wanted to start fresh. Because back in New York, my dad was drinking, he had a drinking problem. And, they were just having financial issues to the point where my mom, she wanted to start a new life. So she came here. And ever since she came here, she's been doing better. I mean, she's a hardworking female. She's still working to this day. It's just me and her. Yeah. So background information. If you don't know my dad was a worker man. He had that mindset where he works and then the wife, she cooks. And that's all she does is just feed him. And, he just works. Like, yeah. So he was just paying rent. Like, he paid the full amount of rent, and then my mom would pay, like, utilities, and, she'll still have extra bills to pay. That was hers and whatnot. So, yeah. So when he came home, he was just a lazy man. Like, there was times, like, he'd do his little projects and shit, like, for the house or whatever. But, they just wasn't cute. but it's just how he was. And then if you have seen the time where I spoke about the story time when my dad was cheating, it happened about 3 years ago now when we found out he was cheating. And to this day, I still don't talk to him. I haven't spoken to him since. And he's still talking about me, but that's besides the point. So he's been cheating since 6 years ago until I found out that he was cheating. And that was 3 years ago. So for 6 years, he's been cheating on my mom. And, that's the thing. Like, I don't mind. Like, if you cheat on the low, like, dude, like, that's up to you. And honestly, to this day, like, I still don't care. Like, yeah, that's my mom or whatever. But, like, she deserves to be happy. She deserves to be free. Because when she was there with him, she just felt trapped. I'm like, yo, like, I don't want to be like that, Like, if I have someone, I'm not going to be trapped by that person, I'm not going to be there all day cooking for him and shit. Like, dude, like, I'm not your mother, So if I'm going to have someone, they better do their own shit, and I'll help them. I'll just help them, Like, I'm not going to be at home doing everything. Like, that is not my job, Like, and that's the thing, like, my mom has always done that. Like, every time he'll come home and, she didn't make food. If she didn't make food, he would ask, like, yo, like, where's my food? Like, yeah, like, he had that old mindset, like, back in those days. But, like, now, like, women are superior. But that's besides the point, sweetie. For YouTube reasons, he verbally abused. He verbally abused my mom. He would call her, like legit, because, like, a couple of years ago, my mom, like, she had her teeth removed because she wanted to, because, like, her teeth was becoming damaged. And now she has dentures. And, she looks really good with dentures. And so, yeah, like, he was saying that, oh, no one's gonna look at her, that she looks disgusting. And he would, like, that asshole. And, like, that means nasty, like, ill. And so, she, a lot of times, but my mom had to pull up with that. That's not cute. As a husband, you're not supposed to say that to your significant other. You're supposed to be supportive of them, or, like compliment them. And, like, now he tries complimenting her because, like, like, they're not together. And guess what? A couple years later, he had to get dentures. You see the correlation? Like, how do you gonna make fun of a female and say that, she looks nasty because she has dentures, and that no one's gonna look at her like that? Like, no one's gonna look at her like pretty. It's like stuff like that. Like, bro, like, you see, like, one thing led to another. Like, yo, and there is another thing that happened, but, I'm not gonna say that due to family privacy. If I could expose it, I would. And not to mention, when I would have to go out, and, my mom would say, yeah, like, she would let me go out because, like, typically I would always stay home. And I was one of those kids that just went to school and then just went home. Like, I had friends, but, like, I didn't go out with friends. I couldn't go out with friends. So it was a difficult childhood for me to actually go out, unless if it was, like, with my mom on, like, church activities. But yeah, and then I would have to ask him for permission to go out, and then I would have to tell him a specific time I'll be back and whatever. And, like, yo, like, it was just aggravating. And then typically the only times I would go out with him is if I was going out with him with my sister, or if he took me to the barbershop. And when he took me there, like, he will always be praising me, saying that, oh, I'm such a smart kid, and, all I do is clean. And he would be like, oh, I'm such the sweetest kid, like, out of everybody. So pretty much he would praise me. Excuse me. And, it was like, from that moment, like, I like being praised, but deep down, I just didn't have a strong relationship with him. Like, he think we did, but I didn't feel like that. Like, I just felt so trapped. And so typically, like, I would listen to him and abide by him, and I would, like, do extra little things for him, and to be on his good side, because I didn't like being on his bad side. Like, we were still living with him, and this was a time when I was still talking to him. I like being on his good side. And but And, you know, like, I just felt pressured to be this good image to him. Because it's like, it was like I was his favorite child, if that makes sense. Yeah, like, he will always come to me about everything, you know? But it honestly, it did feel like a lot. Like, just trying to be a good image for your parents or for your parent. And, you know, but yeah. But honestly, there was a lot of times throughout my childhood where, like, my dad, like, he would legit try to make my mom look like a bad image. And, like, you know, he would tell me and my siblings, like, he would, like, dead ass talk smack about her. Like, to make it look like she, like she was a bad person. You know, like, even though, like, deep down, I knew she wasn't. You know, like, sometimes he would call her, like, cabeza hueca, you know, hard-headed. Or, like, he would just say little names and he would, like, talk shit. But it was like, bro, like, that's our mom. Like, why would you do that? You know, like, we knew our mom deep down. My mom is, like, the loyalest person you'll ever come across. You know, it's like stuff like that. It's like stuff like that. So, but the thing is, you know, he has manipulated us throughout our childhood, but it's like, I can't remember. You know, like, I tend to block out negative energy. And, you know, I just continue forward. And, you know, I try to be positive all the time. And that's what I still do. Like, if I'm being positive all the time, later on, I'll forget the negative things and I'll stop thinking about it. So, but if it did affect me, like, a lot, then I'll still remember. But it's like, it did affect me. But, you know, it's my dad. You know, I never really liked my dad as a dad. So, yeah. And you know what was so sad? You know what was so sad? Even after he cheated, and, you know, this was when I had receipts. I still have a voice recording him, like, confessing that he did cheat. And, you know, like, even to this day, you know, like, he's telling everybody that, you know, he didn't cheat. And even if he does confess that he did, like, his excuse was that he only did that to see our reaction. Like, bro, like... Like, we're not that stupid, you know, like, he may be stupid, but we're not, you know, like, and then, yeah, you know, like, even, like, when my mom with him were living together, like, he'll bring up, like, the fact that, you know, like, he didn't cheat, or if he did, he just wanted to see her reaction. It's like, little stuff like that, bro, like, it's like, he does not give up to try to look good, you know, throughout the whole time we were living together, like, as a family, he will always say that we treat him like a dog and that, you know, like, everybody think that he's a bad guy. It's like, he was trying to be the main character in every situation. Like, he would put himself in every situation, and if he wasn't involved, he will, like, try to bring us down by saying that, oh, we don't treat him like as everybody else. Like, you know, like, all he ever does is just be in his room or do outside projects or stuff like that. Like, what was the point? You know, like, but that's pretty much it. You know, this might be short or whatever. And if you stuck to the end, then thank you so much, because, you know, there's just a lot of shit I can talk about my dad, like, personally. You know, he's, like I said, he's no longer in my life. Thank Lord. Because I'm trying to do things on my own now, and, you know, we'll see how far it goes, because so far without him, it's about to be a year since we moved out. You know, I feel great. You know, like, I don't miss him. I don't talk to him. And look. If you remember my story time where like, he tried putting his hands on me, you know, because I was, like, telling him facts. I was like, oh, like, my mom's high school boyfriend is treating her better than he is, even though he's her husband or whatever. You know, it's in my other story time. You'll see it if you want to watch it. But what the fuck was I saying? What was the point? I don't know. I forgot. You know, they say that you tend to forget because probably it's not important. But, oh yeah. Like I said, like, I have a lot of shit to talk about my dad, you know. He was never a father figure to me. I always try to be on his good side so I don't see his bad side. It was like stuff like that, you know, like it was like internally I was scared. I wouldn't say like I was terrified, but you know, like I was like I just I felt trapped to the point where I had to be the obedient child because realistically speaking, no one was. And so the day after I came out to him and, you know, I was heartbroken. And so that day after is when I started to act a little bit different towards him. You know, I would still obey him or whatever, you know, like still help him out. But it was like after that day, then I realized that, damn, you know, like my father ain't shit. So, well, pretty much, yeah. And if you do want a story time about, you know, like what he said personally and how I felt when I came out to him, I can also explain that too. But I did explain in my coming out video, but I didn't explain like the whole scenario of it. But, you know, I could. You know, I really don't got nothing else to talk about, really. Like, my life, it's always been boring. You know, I ain't had no drama. I mean, I have had family drama. You know, fuck that bitch. But, yeah. But other than that, I hope you have a nice and beautiful day. Thank you so much for sticking with me. You should slide in my DMs so I can personally thank you. You know, I'll suck your titty. But, yeah. So, throughout my childhood, I was verbally abused. I wasn't traumatized, but I did feel sad at some points, even though I try to be positive. It was difficult, you know, like being at school, just trying to be myself, you know, at home. And that's the thing too. I couldn't be myself at home. I was scared to be myself at home, especially around him. You know, I had to act a certain way. I had to keep everything closed. Like, I just couldn't show anything. Like, I was just that kid that acted different at home than I did at school. I'm homo. When I'm on my own, I'm gonna be homo. But yeah. So other than that, you know, I really do appreciate y'all for listening.